Hey guys, I'm here. Today we're going to look at the case of the serial killer who called the police himself. This is one of the weirdest serial killer cases ever. Before we get into it, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has subscribed and to those who have supported me. It means so much that you take time out of your day to support my work. It really does help me out. So thank you. On November 1978, in Cleveland, Ohio, a young man by the name of Edward Harold Smith walked into the police station. He told the desk sergeant that he needed to speak to someone about a missing person. To be specific, he said he was looking for his sister, Helen. According to Edward, Helen had left their home on October 29th and never returned. She was just 14 years old. Her disappearance was definitely out of character. And so Edward's story caused some concern among the police. Edward was somewhat peculiar. He was very well dressed, almost to the point of being overdressed. He wore horn-rimmed glasses and appeared to be nervous. Despite this, he gave a statement to the police regarding his sister's disappearance. He said, "My sister ran away from home. I haven't seen her for a month. She was wearing brown shoes and stockings. She was wearing a red corduroy jumpsuit, white shirt, and a navy blue sweater." A week after Helen disappeared, her body was found near a bridge. She had been strangled with her own pantyhose. The police went back to Edward, but he claimed that he hadn't known anything about his sister's murder. He insisted that she had run away from home. The police weren't convinced. They believed that Edward was involved in his sister's death, but they didn't have enough evidence to arrest him. 5 months later, on April 1979, Edward made another visit to the police station. Again, he wanted to report a missing person, but this time it was his mother, Lillian. His mother had gone missing 2 days prior. Edward said that Lillian had gone to a hospital to visit his aunt, but she never came home. It sounded like a reasonable explanation. Edward had no criminal record and had given them a good account of his mother's disappearance. So the police didn't think much of it. They figured that she had simply moved somewhere else or something like that. 2 weeks later, though, Edward returned to the station again. This time he was distraught. He said that his mother had not been herself lately and that he was worried about her. The police had nothing to go on, so they let Edward go. 2 days later, a fisherman spotted a woman's body floating in the water. When the police retrieved the corpse, they realized it was Lillian. She had been strangled and stuffed into a suitcase. Soon afterward, Edward was brought in for questioning. This time they had enough evidence to hold him. At first, Edward denied murdering his mother. However, he soon confessed to the crime. During an interview with the police, Edward said, "I killed my mother because I knew what she would do with the money. I knew she would go around the world if she got her hands on it. I asked her where the money was, and she said she had hidden it in the house. I looked for it everywhere, but I couldn't find it. I strangled her with a pair of pantyhose. I put her in a suitcase and dumped her in the lake." He also admitted to killing his sister. He said that he had planned to kill both of them for quite some time. According to Edward, his parents were extremely wealthy. His father worked in the shipping industry. He made sure that the family always had more than enough money. But when he died, things changed. Edward's mother began to hoard money. She was obsessed with saving every single penny. She even forced Edward and his siblings to earn money for her. She would then take the money and hide it. As the years passed, Edward's obsession with killing his mother grew. He knew that she was hiding money all around the house, but he couldn't get his hands on it. He felt that she was exploiting him and his siblings. So he came up with a plan to get back at her. He would kill her and then use her life insurance policy to live comfortably. Edward made several attempts on his mother's life, but he failed each time. So he decided that he needed an accomplice. He turned to his younger sister, Helen, for help. He promised her a large sum of money if she would help him. Helen agreed, and together they devised a plan. They lured their mother into the basement and bound her with duct tape. Just as Edward was about to strangle her, though, Helen panicked. She untied their mother, and the two siblings got into a fight. Edward ended up stabbing Helen in the neck. Then he waited for their mother to leave the basement before hiding the body. In the days that followed, Edward continued to plan his mother's murder. One night he approached her while she was sleeping and poured bleach into her ear. Another night he hit her on the head with a vase. However, she survived both attacks. After seeing how difficult it was to kill his mother, Edward had a change of heart. He freed his mother and even apologized to her. But then he realized that she knew about the abuse that he had suffered at her hands. She was a threat to his way of life. So he killed her anyway. The trial took place in December of 1979. Edward pleaded guilty to both murders and was sentenced to death. While behind bars, Edward wrote a letter to one of the investigators on his case. In the letter, he said that he had buried some of his mother's money in the backyard of the family home. He led the police to the area where he buried the money. They never did find it, though. When Edward was asked why he confessed to the murders, he said that he wanted to make a clean breast of it. He added that he didn't know why he did it. He simply snapped. He said, Edward was executed in 1980 by electric chair. What do you think? Why do you think Edward killed his mother? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you next time.